We now are joined by Kellyanne Stitts from WSYX in Columbus, Ohio, our Buckeyes insider. Now, for the first time in maybe forever, Notre Dame actually has the advantage at quarterback, we think, and Sam Hartman and going up against Kyle McCord. But I think my biggest concern for this is the matchup of the Irish offensive line versus Ohio State's front seven. Of course, defensive coordinator Jim Knowles, he's there now, second year. How aggressive do you expect him to be in this game, getting pressure on Hartman?
Well, Jim Knowles always wants to be aggressive and getting pressure on the quarterback. So far, Ohio State's had 5 sacks through 3 games. Of course, people wanting to see more of those of getting to the quarterback, but they are generating pressure, especially up the middle. Those sacks coming from 2 interior defensive linemen. But we're waiting to see JT Tuimoloau do what he did against Penn State and Jack Sawyer, and this would be a good game to do that, to get Sam Hartman to throw off-balance passes and especially limit those explosive plays. You don't want to give him time, because he's very accurate and efficient to be taking those downfield shots, so pressure is important.
You just nailed that name, by the way. Say it again.
JT Tuimoloau.
I have practiced that probably 50 times this week, and I'm still afraid to say it.
You have to. Now it kind of rolls off the tongue, which you say it a few times.
Kyle McCord,
yes.
Let's talk about him now. He struggled in that first game. What gives you confidence that he can lead this Ohio State team, and what is he offering this season?
I think his confidence, honestly. He is calm, cool, collected. The guys always say that they're very high on him. He's one of the hardest workers in the building, and he trusts his preparation. He works very hard watching film in practice, and that gives him the confidence to go out there and do what he does. He looked a lot more poised last week. Ryan Day says he's seeing progression in practice, seeing him look more poised, better with his decision making. He didn't throw a single interception last week. He only threw 1 this season, so he doesn't have to play superhero ball out there. He just has to be efficient because of those guys that he has at wide receiver.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison. I mean, it's easy when you're throwing to a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr., who's going to be playing on Sundays, no doubt. But what about with that chemistry? And how much pressure do you think Marvin Harrison is going to put on the defense of Notre Dame?
A lot of pressure. He could take the top off of any defense, and he's got that top end speed too. I think clocking 22 miles per hour against Youngstown State. He's fast. And what's crazy is he confirmed to us this week that he was playing last year with a sprained ankle. And he was still a unanimous All-American. So he's feeling a lot better this year. And between him and Emeka Egbuka, they're both really good route runners. They're both very efficient, good at their cuts. So they're a challenge for any secondary, but those two, they know how good this Notre Dame secondary is.
Well, and they're not just a one-trick pony there. Of course, you have Travion Henry at running back. How solid is this run game and a challenge for Notre Dame's D? Well,
a healthy Travion Henderson is extremely scary, and so far we've witnessed that this season. He was banged up a lot last year, but he leads the team in rushes. 30 carries for over 191 yards, averaging 6 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns. He likes to hurdle over defenders, stiff arm them. He's very physical, and he is playing very confident right now. And aside from him, it's kind of by committee after that. Mayan Williams, he's very good. Chip Trainum is extremely physical, Dallin Hayden, so they do have a lot of options at running back.
I like that. So we're going to see, I think, 2 of the best running backs in college football today between Travion and Audric Estime.
Absolutely. And you're looking at the teams, and they seem very even across the board.
You know, Marcus Freeman, I think, has everyone fully supporting him right now, win or lose. But how about Ryan Day? What's the feel there in Columbus for Ryan?
Well, there's always pressure for Ryan Day. I think more so looking ahead of the schedule, but Ryan, of course, has this one circled on his calendar. He knows the pressure of winning a top 10 matchup. He hasn't done so since last year against Penn State. I think a lot of people are itching for him to get another one after losing to Michigan and losing to Georgia in the semifinal. Even though it was a semifinal game, there is always pressure on Ryan Day to win. The fans expect it. In fact, some of the fans we talked to yesterday on campus, they're like, they're going to crush them. It's going to be a blowout. Not so fast. Not so fast. These are 2 very good teams, 2 top 5 ranked defenses. It could be a shootout. It may be low scoring. I think it's going to be close. But if there is a lot of pressure on Ryan Day to pull this one off.
Well,
can we put pressure on you? Can you give us a score prediction?
I think it's going to, I personally think I would love to see a shootout with these 2 offenses, but I think it's going to be a little bit more low scoring, maybe 35 to 31, something in those realms, something in that ballpark, but I don't know. I think it's going to be close though.
Taking the Buckeyes?
I'm going to I'll go with the odds makers, and I'll say it's going to be Ohio State with the close one. I think it's going to come down to the 4th quarter, and Ryan Day is prepared for that battle too.
Awesome. Kellyanne, amazing. Thank you so much. You do great work in Columbus. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. This has been so fun.
Appreciate it.